What's going on, fantasy entertainer, the motivated educator, Coach Lucky here, and I got a topic I'm talking to you about today. As far as AAU, the big trigger word. Should I play AAU? How can I find an AAU team? I'm going to explain that right now because a little bit about me. I run a basketball club here in Fountain Inn, South Carolina, and my goal is not necessarily AAU, but to develop within my culture. And if we got enough people to go outside and play them, but really develop a culture within the inside. So when it comes to AAU, you got to understand that AAU is simply travel basketball. Where you're traveling to depends on your team's budget. So a lot of players just want to play basketball. They don't want to practice. They just want to show up at the gym and hoop. I am sorry, but when you start playing against these high-level teams in competition, you cannot just come up there and show up at the gym unless you have generational talent. If I had a John Morant, a Zion Williamson, a Mikey Williams, a LiAngelo Ball, heck, if I had LiAngelo Ball, I make it pass by, get him a couple a lot of these high-level high school guys. If you're not that, then you really have to find a team. So the first thing I will say again, like I said in the video, why do you want to make a team, is that what do you want to get out of AAU, right? If you want to play on these shoe circuits, be prepared to pay a lot of money when it comes to these basketball shoe circuits, unless you're a sponsored team. And most of these sponsored teams are not just getting anybody to play on their team. They have the pick of the litter. And if you so happen to make the team, but if you don't necessarily play, but you're on the shoe circuit, is that something that you want to do? Or do you want to maximize your playing time during the, off season? But just know that your team may not be the higher quality level that it is to the shoe circuit teams. So figure out what you're trying to do. And that will help you guide what type of team you're going to be on. Second, know the fees associated with playing for these AAU teams. There are fees. I have a lot of guys that want to come and play with me, but I don't do that model because I want to develop you as a player. I don't want you showing up just for a league or a couple of tournaments. I don't know you. And in this generation, the players are all about relational. And if I don't have a relationship with you, I'm not putting you on my team. Join the club. Be a part of the club, and let me see if you're a type of player that I can take you outside the club and have a great representation of my club. But same thing with a lot of these teams up there. Know how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost between $500 to $600, and then you got to pay tournament fees. And then you may have to pay practice fees if the team doesn't have their own gym. And be committed at showing up to practice. If you're not committed, don't waste the coach's time or your money, right? And a lot of players, they play AAU or they try to play travel ball knowing they don't have any money. I am so sorry to tell you this, but nothing in life is free. Uniforms cost, shoes cost, referees cost, lighting up a gym cost. Why do you think I'm going to pay this for that you can show me that you can just show up? If I got to pay for you, I'm going to recruit guys to go help me win games. I'm not just going to recruit just anybody just because you want to play basketball. So know how much it's going to cost and know the travel that involve with these teams. If your parents can't take off on weekends, there's no need for you to entertain AAU because most of your games going to be weekend games, right? Multiple weekends. A lot of these teams do every other weekend because of cost. To get in these tournaments, it's between $250 and $500. And that doesn't include driving to the tournament. And you got 3 games minimum, 3 or 4 games minimum. And if you make it to the championship game, there's more games than that. And it's like, it's so much that has to do with AAU that a lot of people don't understand. And they just throw the word AAU. It's like, dude, that's why a lot of these teams do fish fries and cookouts and all that stuff because it costs money. I know there are so many different tournaments around here. The big hubs by Greenville. Greenville has these tournaments. You have Charlotte. You have Rock Hill. You have Atlanta and Columbia. Those are the hotbeds in Greenville that have major tournaments. to travel to these tournaments costs money. And let's say you got to stay the night because you don't want to drive back and forth. That's a hotel fee that you got to pay. And then you got to pay for all these players because I'm pretty sure these players not going to have money for food, hotel, all that good stuff unless you're playing for a highly caliber team that has the players up there with families that have a lot of money. So I could talk about this all day long, but I just think that if you consider those three things and then just word of mouth, a lot of these teams are looking for players. Just ask around. If you hoop, there are hoopers that know that they got teams. Ask around, get on the team, and make sure the team has a stability, is stable. Because some of these teams are fly-by-night teams. They're up one day and they're going the next. Make sure the organization is good. Talk to the people around them. See their vision for their program. Don't just hoop just to hoop, because you could do more damage in the summer by just hooping for whack teams than you can by going in the gym and working out. And my favorite thing is this. Instead of going to the AAU teams and playing tournaments, work on your game in the gym. Go to pickup games. You can do a lot more working on your game than going every other weekend to these tournaments and not working on your skills. You just playing basketball. Just because you play basketball doesn't mean that you're getting better. Hopefully I answered these questions for you. If you like this video, man, I can go in depth because I'm just kind of spitting out the dome piece because I see a lot in the AAU, and I'm not knocking AAU. I think AAU can really do well if you have a game plan. A lot of you guys don't have game plans, so it falls flat on your face. But let me just think about this in the comment section below. Get into Coach Lucky here, giving you my opinion on how to play AAU. It's very simple. Find a team. But take into consideration the things that I've said. If you got any questions, man, my information down the bottom below. But like always, it's the next time, people.